using my crock pot. This is kind of like crock pot's version of the Instant Pot, but it also does the slow cooker. So basically what I've done is I put a bunch of apples. I cut up all three versions that I purchased. Those are Gold, the Honeycrisp, and the Galas. I chopped them up, just in decent chunks. I added some apple cider, sugar, a little bit of the boiled cider, just a little bit. And then I put in some cinnamon, nutmeg, and allspice. And so now I'm going to let it cook down for about, I have it set for 12 hours before it'll go off. So we'll just kind of check on it in the morning. But it'll just sit here and cook down. I could have probably cut up more apples, but this is 20 apples. And I was a little over it by this time, especially since this morning I cut up and did the apples and cinnamon vanilla syrup. So I had enough of apples today. But yeah, this is going to end up being apple butter that will be canned up tomorrow afternoon. I don't know, at some point, depending on how long it takes. But I like this thing. You can put it on and lock it all with one hand. It's got the timer. Yeah, it's pretty cool. My mom got this for us for Christmas, and I just hadn't pulled it out because I'm used to my old dented, easy crock pot. So I finally broke down and gave this a try, and so far so good. So it's been a little over 2 hours that these guys have been cooking in the crock pot. And I really like this thing because my other crock pot just had the 2 settings, and it seemed to be super hot even on the low setting, but this one is really cooking them slow, and I really like that about it. So they are cooking. They're getting a little softer, letting go some of their juices. Probably in the morning is when I'll take the lid off to let it cook so that some of the fluid can evaporate and it can get thicker, because I will take my immersion blender and stick it in here to make it a smooth apple butter when they're ready to go. But looking good so far. Cannot wait for the apple butter. So we're a little over 4 hours in, and they're looking real good, cooking down real nicely. I did do a little taste test, and I thought there was kind of tart, so I added some brown sugar and a little more cinnamon and a little more of the I think it's called like pumpkin pie, or not pumpkin, apple pie spice, which has cinnamon, nutmeg, cloves, and allspice, I believe. So I add a little more of that, but the brown sugar definitely helped take some of that tartness away. But it's tasting really good, and it's looking really good. So I wonder how good it's going to look in the morning, being this is already, 4 hours, and it's starting to, get a little darker in color. So just keep letting these babies cook overnight. It's just about 1 a.m. I should have been asleep a long time ago, but yeah, I don't apparently like to sleep very much, I guess. So at any rate, I'll show you these in the morning. I got a bit of a late start this morning, so I didn't get a chance to throw on the video of what the apples look like when I got up this morning. They've been on for almost 15 hours. I just took the immersion blender and smoothed it down into a sauce. I'm going to leave the lid off so that this can thicken up and become more of an apple butter that we are used to seeing. So I'm going to keep letting it continue cooking in the slow cooker without the lid on, and hopefully it'll be thicker and ready to can up later. So this apple butter has absolutely been a project. So earlier when I showed you guys, I think it was 15 hours after I had been cooking, it was really thin. I just felt like it wasn't thick enough, and or the right consistency. So I chopped up probably about 12 more apples, and I put it into the sauce after I had initially pureed it. And I've let that cook, and it's been probably 25 hours. And it's getting definitely the way I think of apple butter. When it tastes like apple butter, it's looking like apple butter, and it's the consistency of apple butter. So I have decided I'm going to let it either keep warm or on very low overnight, and then can them in the morning. I just wasn't happy with the way it looked and the texture before. So I wanted to make sure that I gave it some more time, and I added some more apples so that it was like what I was looking for. And this is exactly it. I will probably puree it up a little bit more in the morning, but or I might leave some of the apple chunks in there. I'm not sure. But I'm definitely going to let it cook overnight on very, very low, because it's finally getting to where I think it needs to be. So yeah, it ended up being a huge project. I didn't think it was going to be no 36-hour project, but here we are. I'm sure it'll be great though. So we finally have some apple butter. So I'm going to go ahead and get my little canning station set up, and we're going to go ahead and can this up. Looks gorgeous. Exactly what I was looking for. So it's actually a little darker than you can see on the camera because of the lighting, but it looks gorgeous and it tastes amazing. So we're going to get this canned up here shortly. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I got my apple butter here. Beautiful apple butter. I want a couple of pints, so I'm going to do those first. The recipe from the Amish Canning book says pints and for 10 minutes, so that's the largest jar I'm going to do. I have some 3/4 pints and some 1/2 pints, so we'll go ahead and can those up as well. This is 1/4 inch headspace. Okay. It's very thick. Exactly what I think of. That might be a little too much. I remember my spoon this time. I usually forget that. This is thick. It might be a little messy. Gunner is thinking it's playtime. Alright, so my station's probably going to get a little messy. Since it is kind of thick, I'm going to remove the air bubbles out of it because I don't want it to I don't want the thickness of the apple butter to affect the seal. There we go. Go ahead and get a lid. I do have some cute little 1/2 pint jars in there, like short and fat ones, that I'm hopefully going to be able to use, so I can use those for like Christmas gifts or something, because I plan to give some of this away. This is so, oh my gosh, it smells so good. And it is just like perfect thickness. It's exactly what I was looking for. This is going to be absolutely delicious. Well, I mean, it's delicious now, but, you know, when it comes out of that canner, it'll be yummy, yummy too. Just a little bit more. There we go. The air bubbles out, since we got a thick apple butter. Really going to make sure these rims are clean since it's very, very thick. I'll go ahead and can one of these short and fat ones. Look how cute those are. I only have a couple of them, so. But these will likely be Christmas gifts. Just a perfect amount. I might throw in some home-baked bread and maybe a jar of my blackberry jelly, and that'll maybe for my mom or sister, or you know, for Christmas. Who wouldn't like homemade apple butter and jams and stuff? I know I would like that. Does it look like so much? This is a 1/4 inch. I don't know. Looks like a lot to me, because I'm not used to these short fat jars. Look at this. See, this is a mess. It's very thick. So it's kind of getting everywhere. But, oh my goodness, is it delicious. I gotta get the right lid out of here. Come on, come on. There we go. I don't even know where the front is. There we go. Yeah, I like to have them perfectly centered. The ball with the ball. I'm a weirdo. What can I say? See? Look at that. Isn't that awesome? I love this jar. It's so cute. Oops. Lost it. And I do have these quilted crystal 3/4 pints that I found. I was looking for half pints because I was doing my blackberry jam, and I could not find the half pints anywhere. But I did find these, and they're very pretty, and it's a little bit more than you would get out of a half pint, so I bought them, and we'll use the rest of these for the apple butter. But I want a couple pints for our house. And then the other ones we can give away if I choose. Or keep them all on the shelves for us. Look how amazing this looks. Oh my goodness, I can't get over it. It's so beautiful. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of these canned up. Look how messy this is. This is very thick, delicious, rich sauce. So it's quite messy. But I'm going to get the rest of these canned up, and then I'll bring you back when I go to put them on. Alright, so I got 2 pints, 3/4 pints, and 4 half pints. Good amount. And then I actually even got about this much of a 3/4 pint jar that I'll stick in the refrigerator, and we'll use that right away. But yeah, that was a good yield. I'm pretty excited about that. So they all fit. I'm going to go ahead and get the lid on this, bring this up to a boil, and then get them processing for 10 minutes. Ooh, can't wait. Right, so they just beeped, so they have been sitting here after processing. They processed for 10 minutes, then I took the lid off, turned it off the heat, and then let them sit for, I don't know, probably like 8 minutes or so by the time I got to them. But holy cow, look at that. Look how gorgeous that is. So I'm just going to get these out and get them sitting here, resting for the next, 24 hours as we do. Oh, they look so gorgeous. I mean, they're showing up lighter on the camera than they actually are in real life, because of this horrible lighting in here. fluorescent lighting. But oh my goodness, they look gorgeous. They look absolutely delicious. I think these little ones are going to be hard to grasp. I'm not worried about the water on top. I will go ahead and probably dab that with a paper towel. But for now, I just want to get them out so that they can start sealing. Oh my gosh, they look so yummy, yummy, yummy. I'm so happy with how this came out. It was a labor of love after, 36 hours basically of cooking, chopping up, 32 apples, adding a little of this, a little of that. But it was worth it because it is so yummy, and I can't even imagine how good it tastes now. Cannot wait to give these away for Christmas presents. Well, some of them anyway. Oh my goodness, look at that. Look at that. Oh, they look beautiful. I'm going to arrange them for a picture because, I'm neurotic, but they look incredible. I'm so happy with how they turned out. Oh, and I wanted to show you. These are the decanter beer bottles that I got. I'm going to put the boiled cider in here. But as you can see, there's some condensation still in the glass. These were washed. This was washed, of course. And I wanted to completely air dry before I transfer the boiled cider in here. But there was a 6-pack. I think it was like $17. And I got this cute little, rubber piece that fits in there, and then it locks down. Very cool. This is what I'll use for any, those kind of things that I make that are liquid. Now it's hard to get off. I also, let me see if I can reach over here. I also have some, let me get this organized. I'm jacked up, sorry. I took apple peels and cores from what I cut up yesterday. I put it in this quart ball jar. Not packed too tight, but enough to fill it up pretty decently. And then I filled it with distilled water and sugar, raw sugar. I did not use the processed white sugar. And then I put this cloth on with a rubber band because I want it to breathe. This will eventually, hopefully, become apple cider vinegar. So this will sit out on the counter for the next month. I will probably go ahead and stir it with my little chopstick every couple days and keep an eye on it. And after about a month, we will strain it, and then I'll put it in another one of them decanter bottles and let it sit for another month or so, and then it'll be apple cider vinegar. So yeah, I wanted to do something with all these apple, pieces other than putting them in the compost because, maybe we'll get some apple cider vinegar out of it. And if not, I didn't waste anything other than some distilled water because I had the peels from all these apple projects. So anyway, just thought I'd show you that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and maybe are inspired to make some apple butter up for your Christmas gifts or whatever. But I hope you enjoyed. Have a good rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time.